Hi, today I want to talk about software packaging, in particular unattended installs. So the scenario where you want to push out a piece of software that you just downloaded off the internet that might not be an MSI, because MSIs are usually the easiest to prepare unattendeds for, but it's like some kind of exe from some vendor that you want to deploy out to, I don't know, hundreds of endpoints. To do that, you need to know what kind of installation engine was used, and then you have to come up with a command line that does a fully silent install of the installation. Here's an example from Case. Here's another one from SCCM. So most deployment solutions really only give you this option to put in a command line and you have to come up with it. How do you do that? You go out to the internet, you go to like an itninja.com or other web pages, and there you find examples. There you find pre-tested solutions. Sometimes you get like up to 15 or 20 different command line strings that different admins suggest. That can be very painful, very time consuming. That's why we say, like, if you don't have the right tool, it can be painful. Barramundi took a little different approach here. What we have is like a full software environment where you can create your packages, and in many cases you don't even have to create them. We have this managed software where we have like a whole slew of applications where every time the vendor releases an update or a new version, we will have the package available, fully unattended for you, ready for deployment within 24 hours of the release. But as always, no catalog is complete. There's always going to be some homegrown apps or some other apps that might be very industry specific that are not included in our catalog. So for that, we created an application wizard. What that does is you just have to point us at the downloaded file. So the setup from the vendor, like for instance, this is a tree size setup here. When I open this one up, we look inside the executable and determine that this is actually using an inno setup. So the installation routine is key to know what kind of switches need to be used. And we do support here MSIs, inno setup, SFX installer, Nullsoft installer, install shield, Wise installer. So all the common installation engines. With that information, we then tell you how to do an unattended. In this case, in the inno setup case, the typical customized unattended would be done with an answer file. So, okay, how do you create an answer file? Either you already have one, very unlikely, or you just hit new, and now it will run through the installation with you. And whatever we reply here and whatever we choose will be recorded into this answer file. So I can just change my folder name here, do a bunch of customization. Yes, I want a desktop icon, hit next. The installer finishes, comes up with another set of questions here that I don't care for, hit finish. And now my response file is already recorded. Next step, this would be now the suggested command line string. Again, knowing that it's an inno setup, we invoke that answer file, we run it in a very silent mode, we make sure that the machine will not restart after the setup, but we also give you the information what other command line switches can be used with inno setups. Like for instance, if you like logging, you can actually just add a /log to that suggested command line string, /log, hit next, and we're done. So now I just change the name of the package a little bit, call it tree size, and maybe that's a little bit too much detail for the end user. And then I hit finish. Last step is it will collect the executable that I pointed at, put it into our repository for mass deployment, and then I hit finish. So the package got created. When I go over here into my software view, you see here's the package, and from here on I can now create an install job and send it to like 200, 400 machines, or I can create an uninstall job so I can also use the same package for the uninstall. That's how easy software deployment can be. And if there is a setup that doesn't allow a silent method, we even have other ways to do that, and I'll show you that in a different video. Thank you. So if you like what you saw and it spiked your interest, just come talk to us. Visit us at barramundi.com or send us an email to requestusa@barramundi.com, and we'll be happy to schedule a meeting with you and show you the full potential of the Barramundi Management Suite.